For more than a century, inside the quiet halls of the Smithsonian, a strange machine kept ticking. No one wound it, no one fed it fuel, no electricity flowed through it. Yet every time researchers opened the cabinet to check on it, the pendulum swung steadily, as if powered by something supernatural. The clock's name was Cox's Timepiece, a curious invention built in the late 1700s by an English jeweler, then brought to the United States in the 1800s. What made it extraordinary wasn't just its age or beauty, but the secret inside it. According to legend, the machine was powered by nothing more than changes in atmospheric pressure, making it one of the earliest attempts at a perpetual motion-like device. Engineers said it shouldn't work. Scientists dismissed it. But the Americans who stored it watched it tick year after year, defying expectations. The mystery grew deeper in 1901 when Smithsonian staff recorded that the clock had not stopped for 27 years. No maintenance, no winding, nothing. Newspapers at the time called it the clock that breathes, and people traveled to Washington, D.C. just to see the impossible thing moving on its own. But the clock was only the beginning. Because hidden behind the display glass was something far more astonishing, a handwritten note from the original owner claiming the timepiece wasn't the miracle, America was. The note described how, in the early 1800s, the clock survived a shipwreck off the coast of Virginia. The vessel carrying it was destroyed in a storm, its hull torn apart, but the crate holding the clock drifted for days like a message in a bottle until it washed ashore perfectly intact. The sailor who found it, a man named Walter Livingston, believed the clock was cursed. After all, everything on the ship had been ruined except this one object, ticking calmly as if nothing had happened. But when he took it inland, strange things occurred. His small Virginia town used the clock to time harvests, and for a decade straight the crops seemed to grow earlier and stronger than predicted. Locals joked that the clock could see the future, marking moments before they happened. Word eventually spread, and in 1840 the clock was brought to Washington. Senators whispered about it, scientists inspected it, and slowly the myth grew. Maybe America had inherited something more than a machine. Maybe it had inherited a symbol of its own unstoppable momentum, a nation ticking forward no matter the storms it faced. During the Civil War, the clock became a quiet icon. Soldiers visited it for good luck, convinced the machine carried the spirit of survival. Some even carved initials into the cabinet before heading off to battle. When Union troops entered Washington after the war, they noted something eerie. Despite years of chaos, despite the Capitol being nearly attacked twice, the timepiece had never once stopped. Then came the strangest moment.
In 1876, during America's Centennial exhibition in Philadelphia, the clock was put on display. But on the morning of July 4th, the exact moment the nation celebrated 100 years of independence, the clock paused. Just for a few seconds. Long enough for onlookers to gasp. Long enough for newspapers to explode with theories. But then, quietly, without anyone touching it, the pendulum began to swing again. Mechanics opened the casing and inspected every gear. They found no damage, no friction, no reason for the pause. Some said the moment was symbolic. Others claimed it was just coincidence. But the story refused to die, and by the early 1900s, Cox's timepiece had become part of American folklore. For decades after, it sat inside the Smithsonian, ticking through wars, depressions, and technological revolutions. Staff joked that as long as the clock kept running, America would too. And in a strange way, it was true. It never stopped during World War I, or World War II, or during the chaotic Cold War. But in 1960, something unexpected happened. A researcher named Dr. Helen Rogers discovered faint markings inside the mechanism, tiny hairline scratches that formed a pattern. When she traced them onto paper, she realized they formed a map. A small, detailed outline of the North Atlantic with a single pinpoint off the Virginia coast, the exact spot where the ship had sunk 150 years earlier. Had the jeweler engraved it? Had the sailor done it? No one knew. But the existence of the map reopened the clock's mystery. A National Geographic team followed the coordinates in 1962. At the bottom of the Atlantic, they found the remains of the original ship, and amid the debris, they discovered a second box. Inside it were letters describing the invention, including one chilling line. This machine runs only when the world moves with it. To this day, historians debate the meaning. Was it a metaphor, a reference to atmospheric science, or something else? Some message about time, progress, and the strange forces that push nations forward. Today, Cox's timepiece remains in the Smithsonian. Visitors walk past it without knowing the legends. It still ticks, steady and calm, as if whispering reminders from centuries past. Some guards swear that on stormy days the pendulum swings a little faster. Some say it slows down during moments of national tension. And some believe the clock isn't counting minutes at all.